Fellow Biafrans, ladies and gentlemen, I greet you depend on your time zone this moment. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. And I welcome you to Biafra Universal TV. This moment, I want to inform you on how things are happening concerning Nigeria with their stress and problems. Without taking much of your time, Alhaji Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, now I believe he is not comfortable by what he saw, because all what he and Buhari have been doing, they feel like nobody can confront them or can stop them. I want to believe that this is the time of sincerity. Group of patriots visited Bola Tinubu some hours ago. What I mean by group of patriots or group of dignitaries visited Tinubu. When I talk of dignitaries, I'm talking of relevant people. You see thick lawyers, sincere lawyers from Nigeria. Not only the people I'm talking of, it's not only from Biafra land. I think it's time to say the truth. And the reason of visiting Tinubu is to let him know that things are not going well with the Nigerians. And what is happening in Nigeria have become a ridicule to Nigerians. All right? So, he, as the president of Nigeria, should see how he can solve this reproach. It's an eyesore that Nigerians dies of hunger and Nigerians are being killed or died by the hands of bandits and hoodlums because they baptize it and give it a name. They refuse to call it a terrorist. You understand? I mean, Nigeria government baptized terrorists and give them a new name called bandits. So what I'm saying this moment should make sense to you. And I want to tell you vividly that the person who spoke in this gathering was Emeka Anyoko. I believe that some of you may know Emeka Anyoko. Some of you may not know him. He's not a small boy. He's not a child. He has been in many countries on earth. He has done a lot of good things in many countries. He has a good reputation, for your information. So, but what I'm telling you now is that they come to Tinubu for reasonable discussion. So to tell Tinubu that, look, the way things are happening in the country, it does not have human face. And they requested that Tinubu should amend or visit the Nigeria Constitution 1999. All right? So this constitution you are hearing of, Nigeria does not have constitution, for your information. try to excavate your ground, then you will see that Nigeria does not have constitution. What they are calling Constitution of Nigeria today is what Nigerian military dictatorships, people who did the coup, overthrow themselves from the north and from the southwest. 2-3 people gathered, 2-3 soldiers gathered together and drafted it or write it. Just something, call it preliminary. It's not even prerequisite because it does not have ground. And that paper that Nigerian soldiers who planned the coup and succeeded wrote is what Nigerians are using today as a constitution, and Nigeria government is using today as constitution. So these powerful men with dignity and honor let Tinubu know that that constitution is not useful. It's a useless constitution. So for this reason, that constitution must be changed. That constitution must be visited. That constitution must be removed so that the real constitution will be written that have human face and can withstand the test of time and can be able to bend the rigid ones. All right? And that is number one. So the number two thing they presented to Tinubu few hours ago, they told Tinubu that there must be regional referendum. Regional what? Referendum. Whether Tinubu likes it or not. All right? That there must be a regional referendum. And when we say regional referendum, is that Nigeria must be divided according to the ethnic groups. And the person who understands his own people or his own group shall now speak to them with the language they used to speak and understand themselves. So which means there is no general understanding in Nigeria, which means Nigerians are not one, which means nothing is binding Nigerians together, which means Nigeria is a place where some people of different languages, tradition, and customs gather themselves together and lock themselves in one corner. If they have told Tinubu, with all due respect, as the president of Nigeria, that this must take place for the interest of peace and stability. So, to avoid impunity killings, incessant killings, superiority over some people, so that there will be peace in every region. By so doing, Nigerians can solve their problems. That talking and no action cannot help the situation of Nigeria now. Nigeria is on an emergency state. Either total collapse or another war breaks out, which will not be to the favor of anybody or group of people. So, my people, as you are listening to me now, I want you to make use of your brain and to understand where these gallant men, these legends, are coming from and where they are heading to. I want you to pencil down your comment with respect, constructively, on the comment section. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you feel. So, as you are listening to this great news, God bless you. But I want to tell you that Tinubu reciprocated to the gesture, or Tinubu responded to them immediately without wasting time. Tinubu told them with assurance that he, Tinubu, is not going to hesitate from doing what they ask him to do. That the Constitution of Nigeria will be looked into any moment from now. And at the same time, the referendum will be conducted for the interest of peace and tranquility. So what I'm saying this moment to you is that the president of Nigeria, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, have agreed to visit the Nigeria Constitution, or to amend the Nigeria Constitution, and at the same time agree for regional referendum. Regional referendum. So, before I couple my broadcast at this moment, I want the people who are listening to me to use their mind to understand some certain things, because when adults are talking, most of the time they talk with eyes. Most of the time they talk in riddles. So I'm very aged to understand what is happening and what is going to happen. I'm not going to tell you that Tinubu will refuse or reject what these intelligent men have come to tell him so that there will be peace in Nigeria. Because they let Tinubu know that when Canada could not continue, they disintegrated. When India could not continue, they disintegrated. When Yugoslavia could not continue, they disintegrated. Czechoslovakia, when they could not continue, they divided. They mentioned many countries in Africa and Europe that got divided or disintegrated as the result of they cannot continue coexisting as one country. That Nigeria being disintegrated will not be an abomination, and Nigeria is not the first to be disintegrated in the world. The disintegration is for the interest of peace and for the interest of every Nigerians, for peace to reign. They mention many countries on earth to Tinubu that this way Nigeria is going now was the way those countries were going heading to doom, and they discover that it will not work, they decided to disintegrate the country. Some divided into 7 countries, some divided into 3 countries, some divided into 2 countries. So now, I know I cannot tell you the whole thing that was discussed in that meeting, but please, you can make a research and you will hear more. So try to understand when adults are talking. So my beloved brothers and sisters, I don't want to believe that Tinubu will disobey or violate what these men from all walks of life have come to him and told him one-on-one. And many of them senior him by age. Many of them are the pillars that hold Nigeria. And I believe that many of them, when they speak, something will happen. Let me not doubt the visitation of the presence of these gallant men. They are powerful lawyers, senior advocates from every crane and corner from Nigeria that went for this journey. And this is what they demanded. And Tinubu agreed that it must be done. These 2 things they requested must be granted. But I want to tell you something, that before Tinubu comes to the meeting, he had already consulted with the Army Chief of Nigeria and the Army Chief Defense of Nigeria and the Inspector General of Police of Nigeria. He has consulted his men before he appeared in this meeting. But I want to tell you something that must be very clear to you, that this is not the time and this is not the type or the thing that involves Nigeria police and DSS and military men. Because I know what is going to be the end of this matter if only these gentlemen and women that make this move are serious to see their speeches come to pass. Because you know a man by his word. When you see a man, whatever he said, he tried to get it done. I know that as it stands now, there will be secret discussions. All right? From every crane and corner. Because every state you go, you get dignitaries, you get mighty people. Because they requested that each state of 30, out of 36 states of Nigeria, each state, 3 representatives, not a politician either, will be in the meeting. That is the subsequent discussion for the amendment of the Nigeria Constitution and for the regional referendum. Are you getting it now? Including FCT, making 37. 3 people as well must be there. And each state must provide a powerful lawyer. Each state. So, what I'm trying to tell you now is that this is not the time to play hanky-panky